What's up, guys? It's That welcome back to another episode of Beyond You. We left off last time where we started over yet again. I swear every new Beyond You video is like, hey guys, welcome, and last time we started over. Because that's what seems to be happening with the series. We seem to always be doing nothing but starting over, which is good because that means the game's updating and there's more to see from beginning to end. And I love that. I love playing through this over and over again to see the new changes and stuff. And there were a lot of new changes last episode. Like, this entire thing with the Kickstarter was completely made over, and I love that. And I love the new bedroom opening scene. It's awesome. It's got like the different things you can interact with and stuff, which is really, really cool. And I think, yeah, there was a new CG for Haruka after you left your house too, wasn't there? Yeah, that was another huge thing. That was freaking amazing. I love that. And I can't wait to get back into more. Also, we were put into the game. That's another thing that I reminded myself about. Yeah, no, there was this wall of YouTubers who make videos. And there was Bijou Mike, and then there's me, and then there's like Quirkses, and then there's a few others that I don't actually know the name of, to be completely honest. But I'm gonna turn this down just a tad bit because it's bursting in my eardrums. I'm just making sure I can hear myself. I have my monitoring on so I can hear what I'm talking into the microphone. I wonder how they'll deliver the lectures. Oh wait, that's the wrong voice. Already off to a good start. With talking? You know what I meant. Because I accidentally clicked the quick save button and thought that was a feature. Well, I quick saved, that's fine. I guess there's also a quick load button so I can load back to this at any given point. You know what I meant. Maybe next time, maybe they'll have extra classes, or they'll give us videos to watch. I hope that isn't the case. I don't like the idea of having to find videos online for lessons. I know, I hate that too. The teachers should be teaching. But you can skip the boring parts, like all of it. Oh, or like on double speed. You know, where they talk super fast and you can still understand them, but it makes all the pauses way less annoying. Being able to skip the pointless, that's Aiko. Being able to skip the pointless anecdotes is useful. Or the whole lesson. Not that I skipped the whole lesson. Not unless it was, like, super boring, like, about science? Of course, we're in a science class. Do you have a double speed button, Haruka? Hahaha, you're so hilarious. I'll speak slower so you can understand me. Do you not understand what I seem to make Haruka and Kana have the same freaking voice, because they both get angry all the time. Do you not understand what doubling the speed does? I know what it does. It was also a joke. I'm gonna make her voice a little bit higher and Kana a little bit like, eh. It was a joke, or was it a joke if no one laughed? I'm laughing. Kana mirrored Haruka's laugh and almost sounded genuine. I'm not sure what Mr. Saito is going to make us do for team building. Perhaps it's a social experiment. Heh, yeah, maybe. Throw a bunch of students together in a cramped. I did it again! I can't believe I did it again! Ah! Together in a cramped workspace to see who kills first. I mean, who kills what? Hold on. Did that actually say what I thought it said? Throw a bunch of students together in a cramped workspace and see who kills who. Okay, so that actually is what she said. Whoa, that's pretty deep. Please, no battle royale. I'd win. Why do you? No battle royale. I feel like I was at a family dinner where Aiko was trying to make everyone get along. Yumi and I were silent in the exchange. I keep right-clicking for some reason, for different reasons. This year is gonna be friendly and fun and educational. She punctuated that with a flourish of her hand, her smile still in place. I'd win. I'll turn this classroom into a battle royale if you don't drop it. Silence sat for a long. I'm sorry, I'm tired. If you can't tell already, I'm wicked. I was literally out of the house the entire day. So I'm wicked out of it right now, and I apologize, but this needs to happen because the video needs to come out, which will be Wednesday for you guys. Silence sat for a long moment where I considered the girls in front of me. Yuri now I'm mixing this thing with Doki Doki Literature Club. I love this. Yumi, not Yuri. Yumi was distant, writing out something in a notebook at a desk nearby. So, who should I talk to? Aiko, Haruka, Kana, or Yumi? Let's talk to Haruka. So you worked things out with Kana? Define worked out. You apologized? Haruka. She walked away to stare at a wall as if I'd accept that. Or she hoped that I'd drop it. But you know what? I'm not gonna. How's the wall? How's the wall? Very engaging, and it doesn't yell at me. No one's gonna yell at you. I screwed up, like I always screw up. And you're gonna be friends with them and hate me, and I get it. She turned to lean her back against the wall. It's gonna be okay. I know it will be. Then why are you acting so weird? I don't know. I hope we get to spend some time together this year. Now it seems like that won't happen. There's 3 extra people around. So? Well, so why would you want to be around me? And I can't talk to her anymore. I love that. Let's talk to Aiko next. She seems very calm about the situation. Sorry about Haruka. I get it. It's hard for people to adjust. It's not as if we're thrilled to find out that we have to exchange schools. We had to change schools in our final year. I am grateful that few people were injured. People got hurt in the fire? I'd rather not get into that. Oh, right, of course. Sorry. No need to apologize. I'm happy to be here. Aiko, are you usually a leader? I'm sorry to jump into the leadership position. At our old school, people left it to me to be in charge. I was going to be school captain, until there was no school to be captain of. But a fresh start may be just a thing, even if I missed out on my title and all that my awards got burned up. That's kind of bad. That's kind of very sad. I feel so bad. That's a lot of awards. I mean, I don't know if it's a lot of awards, but apparently she had awards, and obviously she earned them. The pain resurfaced on her face, which she'd been fighting with all day. I need a minute. I'm assuming. I mean, she needs a minute, but we can still talk to her. Yeah, let's do it. Aiko, do you enjoy school? I do enjoy classes. Biology was, well, my favorite. But I enjoy any class that's group-based, and I pride myself on identifying people's strengths to better assign them tasks I think they enjoy. I love taking care of people, even if it's sometimes people think I'm a little too hands-on. I don't want to see anyone in trouble. I'm talking a lot about me, aren't I? Are you usually group leader? When it's just Haruka and I, yeah. Oh. I'm sorry things got to a rocky start with her in the group. Maybe with time she'll find it more agreeable. Yeah, maybe. I doubt it. And let's talk to Kana. I don't know why your friend hates me so much. She doesn't hate you. Well, if she likes me, she has a weird way of showing it. I promise she's usually way nicer with new people. It's kind of rude to blame us for her being late, though. If she'd just turned up on time, she could have picked her own group. Besides, we're cool as heck. She should be thankful to be with us. It's good to be confident. Confidence is good. Speaking of which, you seem pretty confident about brains. Wait, did I say brains? I meant psychology. You know, brain stuff. Oh. I forget words sometimes. But I know brain's really good, I promise. You know brain's really good? Yeah, like how right now you're judging me. I'm not judging you. I think people have interesting patterns and behaviors. I meant I enjoy psychology. Why do you have to make it sound weird? Forget I said anything. You think I'm weird now. Talk to Yumi. Okay. So do you like science? Yumi shook her head. Any particular reason why you don't enjoy it? Yumi shook her head again. Are you shaking your head at everything I say? Yumi smirked and shook her head. Did I keep saying Yuri again? I can't even remember. I'm hoping I said Yumi, because if I said Yuri those 2 times, I swear to God, I'm like too invested in Doki Doki Literature Club. So, read any good books? Yumi shrugged. At least shot was something new, right? Watched any shows? Yumi made a weird face that hardly answered my question. Eaten anything? Yumi nodded enthusiastically. I had some really good teriyaki chicken. I'm so jealous. I would love to have some teriyaki chicken for breakfast. It's not that much of a breakfast food, but I love teriyaki chicken, and if I could have it for breakfast, probably would. Breakfast? Even the main character is like, what? Breakfast? Killed anyone? Whoa. Are you just gonna sit there? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? You don't want to waste paper on me, huh? Yumi broke into laughter, which is more fragmented. I think she killed somebody, guys. I think she might have killed somebody. Almost like her laugh was echoing within itself. She caught herself, her lips clamped tight. She winked and slung a smirk at me, and then her attention fixed back to the window of the classroom. We should probably go, huh? I didn't just learn about a bunch of deep secrets. There was a murmur of agreement as the group from Minami split. Ooh, I can't speak, I'm sorry. This left me in an empty classroom with Haruka. I hope that no hall monitors peeked in to see us. Unfortunately, she didn't seem any happier. You okay? Sorry. You don't have to apologize to me, Haruka. I couldn't blame her. She'd been bullied through most of school. It was a miracle she'd even trusted me, and that was because we were neighbors growing up. We'd always had each other. Why wouldn't I want you to be around? Pain sprung onto Haruka's face as if I'd stabbed her. Her arms crossed over her chest, and she wilted inwards. I'm annoying, and I make bad jokes, and they're all prettier than me. Why wouldn't you prefer them? Don't sell yourself short, especially not when you're the one who attacked them first. When you were the one who attacked them first, I'm sorry. They were being friendly. You lashed out. I get that you're afraid of losing me, but that doesn't make what you did okay. You should apologize to the other girls. I know, I'll talk to them next time we have class. I'll say sorry or something. Haruka sighed, her nose wrinkled as she refused to meet my eye. Before I could speak any further, the bell rang, which meant a new class and another classroom to find. I knew this was gonna happen, them coming here. I thought we'd be lucky enough to avoid them, you know? Avoid them? I laughed and head cocked to the side. He made it sound like they were chasing us down. It feels like it. I'll adapt. It's what we're made to do. I wondered if I'd see the girls in the other classes. It was likely. I kept my eyes open for them, but I didn't see them. Science had been a rough start to the school year. While I didn't see the new girls at all, I did have Haruka around. She was distant, even as I tried to speak with her. I doubted that every class would be so dismissive, but only time would tell. As long as I could get them to agree on one thing, it'd be a smooth sailing. But what would that one thing be? Haruka had left me there. Here's the amazing background again. I love that. It's really cool. Like I don't remember who she said was the artist for the I know the name somewhere on the Kickstarter, and I think even on the itch.io website. But whoever's making this art, freaking amazing. Like phenomenal. Like this is like actually a really good bedroom, and I love the nighttime effect that you put on it as well. And here's a bunch of the list of YouTubers again. There's Bijou Mike, which you guys can't see. I realize that because my face cam's in the way and I'm too lazy to move it. But there's Bijou Mike. Down here is Quirks, like right below my head, sorta. It's like cut off a little bit. But this is Quirks, who is another DDLC. He's the one who does the Monica Plays Minecraft series, which is really a fun series to watch. And then there's me, and I don't know anybody else from here. So if I'm missing anybody, like I know some of you guys probably know who these guys are, but I personally haven't seen these guys before. Haruka left me at the front door to head to her house. Her house? Yeah. Left me. Oh, she left me. Okay. I thought she was trying to lead me into her house. That was okay. It wasn't coming for us to hang out at each other's houses anymore. We used to years ago, but her dad didn't much like me. I'd always been polite to him and to Haruka, but he was convinced we were dating. It wasn't like that. I get why people would think that, but we're just friends, right? Ooh, he's questioning himself. I dropped my bag beside my desk and sat on the edge of my bed. My house was quiet, and neither of my parents were home. I had no siblings to speak of either. I was used to the quiet. Huh? An invitation to the group chat. Choose an app. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is the it's like you gotta choose which one you want. I think last time I went for the cat. I think I might honestly go for the cat again. Not gonna lie. Alright, cat. You've been added by Magic Aiko to a new room. Hello? Great, a group chat already? There's Haruka. Great, and yes, I thought it'd be best to keep in touch. Okay, so we're gonna agree on a project direction or what? That would be better established when we are in person. I wanted to foster a sense of interpersonal connections. That's... what should I give for a I almost said Yuri again. What should I give for a Yumi voice? I don't really know what Yumi would sound like, because you don't know what she sounds like, because she's mute. But, honestly, think I'm just gonna do like a lower tone voice for now. That's Aiko speak for Let's Be Friends. We are slated to be working closely together coming this year. Wow, I can't read, I'm sorry. And as such, I'm inclined to get to know you all individually. I don't do stuff because someone tells me to, question mark, period. You, without question, do what I tell you to do. Most of the time, anyway. Yeah, but we're slasher array, question mark? Friends, question mark? Haruka, I love the way you freaking, text is amazing. Hi, I'm also in this chat, but I'm terrified of Haruka. Oh, so scary. Please protect me, Aiko. Ooh. Wait a minute, where's the W? Where's the W on these? What happened to ooh woo? I remember there being ooh woos in those sentences. I agree with Yumi, ooh woo, so scary. OMFG, bunch of thingy. I don't even know what they're called. What do they call those? I actually don't know. Can you not be so weird if we're gonna work together? Maybe we can all use proper spelling and grammar so I can understand what's being said. This is how I talk now, ooh. There's the ooh woo! I just peeked the shit out of that. Same ooh is to make Haruka uncomfy. I love reading this. I'm doing it. Me too. I can't. I'm taking this way too. Oh my god. I'm enjoying this so much. I'm loving this. My brethren. What the brethren? Brethren. How would you say that? Why come wades ooh woo. Okay, I'll talk proper. I'll talk. Thank you, Haruka, for trying. And here's Aiko being so serious again. She's definitely that girl. All I wanted to do was ask what subjects we're all interested in focusing on. Given how informal the school's treating this, it's on us to make the most of it. Is archery a subject? Period? Yumi. That's not the sort of subject we're discussing. For example, I want to focus my time on biology. I assume Kana wants to focus on social sciences like psychology. I like chemistry. Which leaves Devin and Yumi to decide on their focus. I don't know. I'll do whatever. I guess I'll think on it. Consider it this way. We have to split up into pairs, so if you're set on being with Haruka, focus on chemistry. However, I recommend against doing a subject purely because your friend is. Make sure it's something you enjoy. Or do the same subject as your friend and look pathetic until they help you. That's why I did science this year. Hi, Devin! Wait, Yumi, please. Tell me you didn't decide to pursue science because of me. Wow, can you spell arrogant? Arrogant. Yumi obviously wanted to study science with me because I'm the coolest one here. Shake my head. Wait, why is Yumi's name a chair? I do archery. A chair. It sounds almost the same. See the comedy? You shouldn't have to explain. I'm gonna say I thought it was funny. I'm gonna be nice. I thought it was funny. I think it's clever. Like when Kana had katakana when she cosplayed that cat girl. It matched up cleverly. If you guys don't know, katakana, and I don't know why you don't know, you're watching a freaking anime visual novel. So, I mean, why don't you know? But if you don't know, katakana is a Japanese alphabet. Like, it's one of how do I explain this? Like, you have one whole set that means the same thing, and you got the whole other alphabet, which is the same thing, but it's like different symbols and stuff. It's hard to explain. It's just the alphabet. Just go with that. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Adorable. B. Now, unless we have further discussion on the topic of work dispersion, I have research to do. I really doubt the way they split the classes up is legal. Hey, people, I'm really sorry about today. Not that I did anything wrong. Wow, that is so sweet. Thank you for such a genuine and kind apology for your rancid behavior. So touching. Why am I crying in the club right now? Whatever, good night. And that's the end of the freaking... I love that. I stretched until a few joints popped. Ooh, which sent chills down my spine. No crap. I'm absolutely beat. Probably best to sleep. It's not like I had too much to do after only a day at school. It was work I could easily handle between classes. I pulled up a podcast, one I'd been listening to yesterday. Do you believe you are smart? I remember these questions. Do I believe? I actually do. I do now think I'm smart. Why? So here's the thing. Last time we did this playthrough, I said no because I physically don't think I was smart. And I took an IQ test recently, and somehow I guessed on like half that shit, and it gave me a 149 out of 200. I'm like, yeah, I'm brilliant. So you know what? Screw it. I'm going my guts. I am smart. Woo! Oh, it's people are knocking at my door. Knock, knock, Kevin on. Oh, whoa, I just messed up the lyrics. Gonna stop there before it goes any worse. I woke up to the sound of someone knocking on my door. I slid out of bed and yanked my robe on. Wakey, wakey! I heard you. I rubbed my face with my hands, teeth grit. How loud am I talking right now? I'm talking very loud. I would not be surprised if there was police showing up to my house saying, hey, there's a noise complaint. I rubbed my face with my hands, teeth grit. What was she using to knock? A battering ram? Why are you here so early? I want to get to school early so we can work out a strategy. We might be able to switch groups around. We can't change our group around. I thought against the door sound. I love that. I love how they implemented that. Well, they didn't like make the sound, but it's just funny to think about. It's like, yeah, we're not switching groups, and all you can hear them behind. You can't see it, but all you can hear behind the door is thud, as if they just freaking collapsed. I can only assume Haruka had slapped the door. Don't be so negative. I'm sure we could convince someone to change or force them. Haruka, you need to let this go. We're working with them, and you might as well get used to it. Silence followed my words, and so I took the time to get dressed. It didn't take long, though. I would miss those extra 30 minutes of sleep. Once dressed, I opened the door and nearly ran into Haruka. She looked over me once, then she turned on her heel to walk down the stairs. I followed quietly, not wanting to argue. After a brief breakfast of toast and some juice, we were out the door. My house was silent, as neither of us spoke. Woo! That, and my parents were asleep. How did Haruka even get in? We had a spare key, and she'd seen me use it before. I'm pretty sure she had anyway. The walk to school was starkly different to yesterday. We raced like kids then, and made jokes. Now I was in step with Haruka, who hadn't spoken since my house. I should stay quiet or reassure her. I'm going to reassure her. The silence had become overbearing, so I nudged her with my elbow. You're my best friend, Haruka. Being in a group for class isn't going to stop us from being friends. Haruka dipped her head away as if to disguise her face. What if they like you more than they like me? It'd be easy for you to just... She trailed off, her arms crossed against the autumn weather. Just what? I leaned in to see her face better, though it didn't do much. Forget about me. How could I forget about you? You'd never let me. We both laughed, though her laughter wasn't as cheerful as usual. I straightened up, a frown on my face. We have to be in a group one way or another. Everyone else in class hates us, so... No, they hate me. She frowned, glaring at the pavement in front of her. She was brash, competitive, incredibly defensive. It was in her nature to assume the worst of others. It balanced out my endless trust. How about, I'll try today just to be nice. It's a start. But if they get grabby with you... Haruka didn't continue her statement, though she did punch her fists for effect. I laughed, my brows angled in confusion. My hero. It's usually a princess who gets saved, but I guess you can be a prince. We arrived to school earlier than necessary, thanks to Haruka's nerves. At least she'd given up on trying to change groups. I hadn't seen the other girls in my other classes, though I knew they must be around. I was too overwhelmed with the pressure of performing well in each class. We didn't have science until the afternoon, and the day went by in what felt like seconds. Haruka and I turned up to science with a few minutes to spare. We were eager to make up for the lateness that previous day. I saw Aiko, though the other girls weren't there yet. Oh, hello, Devin. Hi, Aiko. She had several sheets of paper in front of her, splayed across the desk. Doing some reading? They're club application forms. I got them from the office. But now that I'm reading them, these forms seem more like permission slips. Yeah, they're for if you have to leave campus with your club. If you want to join a club, you just meet up with whoever's the club president. Oh, that isn't like our old school. I know it's a different school. I don't mean to compare them. I'm just not used to it. No need to apologize. You weren't sure how it worked, so you asked. It's the office who told you needed all these forms. They didn't seem to question me. Strange. It's still good that you want to join a club. Aiko nodded, her hands clasped with excitement. I thought it'd be a wise move given college is for people who are socially active. Are either of you going to join a club? Let me spell this out for you, Aiko. Haruka raised her hand to gesture with each word that followed. We don't do clubs! My microphone's like blocking my face, and I'm sorry. Oh, that's Aiko, I'm sorry. Wrong voice! Why not? Because! We just don't! I'm not gonna force you into one, but they are worth considering if you want to stand a chance. I already know where I'm going, and Devin is so smart they could start their own college. Oh, that's Haruka, I'm sorry. I don't think it's how that works. 2 colleges! Why would you need 100? Haruka, I'm just saying showing off that you're in a little group of losers doesn't make you better for college. How do you know they're losers if you don't spend time with them? It sounds like you applied for a club and they turned you down. No. Why would I care if a club turned me down? I mean, why would I apply for a club? I had never heard that Haruka had applied for a club, though she did begin to make her hatred known for them sometime last year. I'm sorry if people in the past have hurt you, but if you go around rejecting everyone first, eventually you'll succeed. Sometimes success isn't a good thing. Aiko went to take a seat, her gaze focused on the paperwork she collected. It was more permission slips than anyone would ever need. I don't go around rejecting people. People just don't like me. Because you don't give them a chance to get to know you. There's not much to know. Whatever. Haruka took her seat, designated? I don't even know. From everyone, disengaged, I'm sorry, from everything around her. I don't know why that took so long for me to get. She was fidgeting with her buttons on the suspender of her skirt. I took my seat by the window and watched as the other girls filed in. Kana and Yumi offered greetings in the form of a wave each. Others began to file into the room, talking amongst themselves. I couldn't tell what was being said, but people looked as confused as I felt. With the disjointed nature of the groups, I had to wonder what exactly would happen with our class. Before I could say anything, Mr. Saito entered. The room fell silent as he began to set up for whatever presentation he had organized. Given that we had our science class mixed into one, yeah, this was going to be a mess. The curriculum for this year was broken down into sections. Additional specific classes will be offered as lectures. As such, choose your focus carefully. This could decide your fate. I frowned, unsure of what to make of this. It sounded like they were going to run our senior science class like a college. No doubt it was because of the change in class size. The school had gained all those students from Minami. Whatever, as long as I was able to maintain my grades, it didn't matter how the information was delivered. The first week will be spent on a topic external to the main topics. As such, consider this a getting to know you sort of week. It will be graded, however, so don't think it's time to slack off. Haruka shot me a smile, accompanied by a thumbs up. I had to smile in return, at least thankful she was in better spirits. The class began to separate into their groups. For some, it seemed easy. They had decided their groups, which meant they knew how it'd be split. Everyone had picked their best friend or their partner. I had Haruka, and then a few strays from Minami School. Other students from Minami School seemed to have settled into the crowd, as familiar as old classmates. You'd hardly be able to tell them apart, which meant that it was the moment of truth. Hey, so I'm just like, sorry, I guess. But I'm not even that sorry. I didn't even do it. Wait a minute, hold on. So whatever, I'm just sorry, I guess, okay? What the heck was that? I think an apology, but it's okay, really. No apology needed. Yumi rolled her eyes, her hands in motion. Aiko pushed Yumi's hands down. Yumi signed something else, and the pair kicked into conversation, both their hands shifting in ways I couldn't understand. Aiko looked annoyed, though, and Yumi smiled. It was an apology, yeah. We're a group, and I want to get through this year, you know? I'd still be with the other girls, no matter who I choose to work with. But they'd be the one I'd be working closest with. I had to rely on them to make the right choices, and I had to hope they were focused on the same avenue of study. That is, if study was still the most important thing to me. I had done so well in school, even before the craziness. One mix-up science class couldn't ruin anything I worked for. Could it? I'm gonna work with Haruka! Haruka's my favorite. I like Haruka better. Not that I don't like anybody else. Like it's just like Doki Doki Literature Club. I love all the girls. Sayori's my favorite. Beyond You. All the girls are great. I prefer Haruka. I don't know why. Is it just because, like, I have no idea if it's just because they're our childhood friend and I feel an obligation to have some sort of, like, weird, like, connection to them, but it seems to be a very big ongoing pattern that the person I choose for these kind of playstyle games seems to be my childhood friend every single time. I think it'd be easiest if Haruka and I were work together. Well, duh. Who else would have you picked? We'll see you guys later, bye. Will you three be okay in here? We'll manage, I promise. Thank God I don't have to work with her. Oh, she's not that bad. Plus, we're still in a group. You made a face as if she was unhappy with the arrangement. She didn't seem serious, though. Devin! Yes, Haruka, I'm coming. I already checked. It's some dumb, boring worksheet on how not to set yourself on fire. It's still work. Yeah, but it's easy work. Step 1, don't touch the burnies. I rolled my eyes, able to recall a dozen times where Haruka did, in fact, touch the burnies. It was any wonder she had survived this long with her lack of survival instincts. Okay, here. She slapped down the pair of crumpled pieces of paper. She had them for less than a minute, and they were already dodgered? Sure. And rumpled. Answer 1 is, don't make the fire super hot? I took a seat, blinking at her answer. I looked over the information and found she wasn't completely wrong. A surprise, really. It's about the color of the fire. Just don't leave it unattended or the blue flame if you're not directly working with it. Yeah, so not hot burnies fire bad. Was that a sentence? Yeah? I exhaled, leaning back in my seat. Haruka sat down beside me, one foot tucked beneath her thigh. Thigh? Oh my god, I can't do this. I can't believe I keep messing up my words. I'm sorry. She kept pushing her skirt to keep it from riding up, and I had to stare at the ceiling. Why not sit normally? Don't seat shame me. You're in a skirt. It just seems annoying to sit like that. So now I'm annoying? I didn't say you were annoying. But you thought it. I'm not happy with me? Well, fine. Go pick one of the other girls. I'll go. I'm such a burden. I don't even want to work with you anyway. That's not what I said. I turned around to see Mr. Saito glaring at us as if he anticipated problems. Maybe that was why he put us in such a large group, hopeful to split us up. Haruka caught on to her melodrama that had been noticed by Mr. Saito. Haruka pouted, her brow furrowed as she tore the edges of the paper. She mumbled to herself, though I couldn't make out the words. Stop being a child. I choose you, didn't I? Don't you mean chose? You get what I mean. Haruka tapped her foot, the one on the floor. Her chin tucked it down against her chest. She looked ready to cry, but I hadn't done anything to push her problems. It was all in her head, wasn't it? We're partners in crime and in science. Yeah, and chemistry, right? My partner in all things. You're my partner in all things. Really? You'll always be my partner, Haruka. You won't get rid of me so easily. That was true. Haruka and I had balanced one another out. She had taken my answer sheet and begun to transcribe it onto her own. It's group work. She waved a hand at me when I tried to slide my paper back over. I didn't try very hard. I had the reach, but it'd be so easy to grab the paper off her. She's so short, her arms are just as tiny. Oh yeah, aren't I taller than her now? I used to keep clicking the same height as her, so now, aren't I taller than her now? Instead, I watched as she copied my work, her tongue poking out of the corner of her mouth as she concentrated. I still don't know why she decided to do any sort of science. She was more suited to sports or theater. It was sad to see her go out of her element. It only made her more insecure and defensive. The other girls made that defensiveness even worse. I'd never seen her be this jealous. But maybe that's what this all was, jealousy. Hey Haruka, You aren't jealous of the other girls, are you? You have no reason to be. You are my best friend. It's not that. I don't want to talk about it in here. There's too many people. Haruka gestured to the room around us and then behind us. She had a point. It didn't make for the best place to have deep discussion. Behind us, I could hear all the half the groups locked in discussions about lab rules. I had to wonder how we'd be expected to reconvene into a group of 5, but whatever. I was with Haruka right now. We can talk about it later then. My point is, I care about you. I chose you, and that's the end of it. Haruka opened her mouth but closed it a moment later. Instead of arguing, she resumed copying my work. She mouthed along as she wrote, her tongue poking out of either side of her mouth when she stopped to resume her work. It was a good thing I'd already finished my work, otherwise this would be very distracting. And if she noticed me staring, she didn't say anything. It was a strange sight to have Haruka so diligent with her work. She rarely paid attention, but this was just copying. It was the easiest sort of work to do, and perhaps she was on her best behavior to make up for yesterday. I sent a cautious look around the room and at the other pairs. They were all friends with Haruka and I, or couples. Funny, how people paired off towards the end of school. Some were obvious with how close they sat. Others were more like siblings, arguing or gesturing wildly. I smiled as I looked back to Haruka. I wondered how Haruka and I must look to other people. Were we more like friends, or... Hey Devin, you spelled extinguish wrong. What? Yeah, see here? Haruka pointed her finger at the word extinguisher. But as I leaned in to check, she flicked me on the nose. Haruka! Haruka began giggling wildly, her hands covering her mouth as she tried to dampen the sound. Very funny. I laughed in a sarcastic way, halted and harsh. That didn't stop Haruka from relishing my annoyance, it was as if she enjoyed my anger. Whether by poor timing or her stunt had invited it, Mr. Saito walked over. Collect your work, you'll be comparing with the rest of your group. Thursday will be a case study, so step towards practical. I need to be sure I can trust you to work within the space given the number of students. So don't disappoint me. That can't be legal. That can't, like, the thing is like, even at my school, like, you can only have a certain amount of people in the laboratory classes because it's like a hazard if you have more than what is designed for. So it's like when you have too many people all mixed together from two different schools in one classroom, that's not safe. That's just not safe at all. I don't think that's legal, honestly. I wish that one day of actual classes had been a little more exciting. Not that time with Haruka was ever dull. She refused to live such a life, always eager to be the center of attention. She stuck her tongue out at me before she jumped up, a wink shot at my way to match. And she's gone. Again. I feel like I'm always chasing her. Class wound down, which left me with in my routine. Usually it meant that I'd wait for her by the front gate of the school. The quiet was good. It gave me time to think about the changes this year. I have to wonder what Haruka wanted to talk to me about in class. Excuse me. Excuse me, Devin? A girl approached me, same year, and I recognized her. Hey, Ayla. Well, Haruka is it Ayla or I question myself this every single time. Ayla. That's what I'm gonna say. Ayla. Well, Haruka was my only friend at school. Ayla was, or is a or was a. Well, I'm not so sure what we are, but we're on good terms. She was too busy with being class president in her studies, and we fought over that often. She's the closest thing I had to a competition for top student, and that was enough to put an end to us. She's quiet right now anyway, but she's rarely quiet for long. I need to talk to you. We're talking right now, aren't we? Privately. She sounded nervous when she clarified she wanted to speak in private. Before I could answer either way, she grabbed me by the hand. We both got long limbs and height, so the attempt at control is messy at best. Still, I let her guide me, even though she's not as much in the way of control. Ayla seemed to have somewhere in mind, though she didn't say as much. Instead, we rushed towards the school into the closest building. The library was ghostly quiet, without the usual rustle of papers and the clack of keyboards. No one was in here. Not much for use for the library, given it was after hours and only the second day of classes. Besides, most people use the internet. I stepped further inside, gawking at the eerie quiet of the discussed library. The air was stale and still. I haven't seen you in ages. This is the song that always comes on my Spotify, like every single time I listen to it. I've got such a long Spotify list with like 300 plus songs. This song always seems to repeat itself. Not that it's a bad song, like it's very eerie and I enjoy it, but it just, out of the entire soundtrack for Beyond You, this song plays the most out of every single one of them. Not since last year. You could have visited, and you could have visited me. That's not what I need to talk to you about. I don't want to fight. I actually had a favor that I wanted to ask you. A favor? This is important, and it has to stay between us, okay? Just say what you need, Ayla. Being cryptic doesn't help your case. It's about Minami School, the fire more specifically. I stare at Ayla, unsure what she could possibly mean, or rather what she wanted from me. I've been asked to keep an eye out on some of the girls from that school. The, ones you're partnered with. I know their school burnt down, yeah, but why keep an eye on them? There's more to it. I just don't know if I can tell you about it. Well, I can. Ayla heaved a sigh, more relaxed now than we were alone. I'm sorry, I can't read so much. I'm so tired. I need food. It started during the holidays. I was given the role of class president. She flashed a hand towards her chest and at the pin on her blazer. I was unsure of how her role as class president affected the fire, but I listened. I crossed my arms over my chest and I tipped my head. I was asked to come to the campus the week before school started. I thought it was about my duties to the school, or maybe they wanted to take photos. I scoffed, unable to keep quiet. She smiled in spite of herself. They do that for the purposes of staff, or the yearbook. In any case, it was a private concern by someone within the school. They were worried about the students who've transferred here. Not all of them, and to be honest, I think it's just paranoia. They think one of the girls started the fire at the school. More specifically, they believe Kana was responsible. That's not how you spell responsible. But okay. They don't have any proof of this, just speculation. I narrowed my eyes at Ayla, unsure what to even ask her. Kana had seemed the most upset about the school burning down. Kana was seen talking to herself often in strange parts of the school. She's not hurt anyone that they know of, but she's been put into therapy multiple times since childhood. I wave a hand at Ayla, my defenses raised. Just because someone goes to therapy doesn't mean they're a danger to anyone. I'm just telling you what they told me for the sake of context. What I wanted to ask you is if you'd be able to work more closely with Kana, to keep an eye on her. For me, Aiko was a top student like us, so she'd have no reason to attack the school. As for Yumi, she's not smart enough to pull something off like that. She's gotten this far through her sports achievements. She'd be the first to admire that. Or admit that, I'm sorry. I keep right-clicking for some dumb reason. That's what they told me in any case. Why not have Haruka keep an eye on her? She's in a group with her too. Do you really think Haruka could be trusted with something like this? She'd probably lie and say they all did it. Ayla huffed out, her bangs ruffling with a whoosh of air. Besides, when has Haruka ever listened to me? She's never liked me, not since you and I, Look, I wouldn't ask you to do this if it wasn't important. And like I said, chances are this isn't even true. But I'm working with someone else. Then change. I don't care how you do it, make it happen. Once they find out who the culprit was, you can change back. But for now, this is beyond me or beyond you. And you need to understand that. Just think about it. You want to keep Haruka safe, don't you? Do the right thing. I'll check in with you to see what you find out. And feel free to text me. We should do coffee again soon. I'm assuming she was still saying that, but they forgot to put the text tag on it. That more threatening than anything else. I feel weird not acknowledging that we'd gone on a few dates, but we both got too busy with school for that. She danced around it, but it was one kiss? Two? It felt so long ago, and I'm not about to chase her down. Seems I have plenty on my plate already. Why would that duty fall into me? To be honest, it almost sounds like Ayla was jealous. She ended up with the other science class. If they wanted Ayla to keep an eye on Kana, wouldn't they have put them into the same class? And she expected me to drop whoever I was working with for Kana. Or she made Kana out to be an arsonist. Either way you cut it, it didn't sound that reliable. And it seemed like something the police would handle. Not me. The afternoon was beginning to creep over the city, and I needed to find Haruka. If she waited, that is. There you are, Devin! I thought you died or something. I had to laugh at her hyperbole, even if it felt rough after my conversation with Ayla. You'll never guess who I just saw run past. Little Miss Prissy, why isn't everything perfect? Oh, Ayla. Yup. Haruka had popped the pea a little too hard, spitting on me in the process. She failed to notice, even as I wiped my face. I never did get why you liked her. I guess she's tall and pretty and smart and smells nice, but, like, what else? I narrowed my eyes at Haruka, who raised her eyebrows. What did she want? Yeah, she wanted me to catch up with what she did over the holidays. And she couldn't do that here, while you waited for me? I shrugged and felt intimate relief when Haruka shrugged it off. I'll just add her to my list. List of girls trying to steal you away from me? Stop right-clicking, Devin! Wasn't she the first one on that list? No, that was Sakura, in 8th grade. She stole my seat next to you and spent a whole class throwing candy at your desk, which got you in trouble for the candy and me in trouble for allegedly punching her. Haruka had the nerve to say allegedly, even when everyone had seen her sucker punch Sakura so hard her nose bled. Sakura and Haruka had a history of tension, though. Sakura tended to pick on Haruka as she always responded. Haruka had zero cool about the things she went through. Some would say she was passionate, but they were generous. Can we go now? We'll be here all night if we don't get going. Sure. I can't believe you remember who had a crush on me first. Oh, she wasn't first, but she was the first on my list. That's very dramatic. I don't know, people just seem to like you, Devin. And my list got a whole lot bigger since yesterday. Haruka split off down the street as she lived a few houses down. It was easier to part ways early, plus her dad hated me. My parents both worked and were inconsistent about their hours, which left me home alone. I was used to it. Despite a full day at school, I didn't feel hungry. There were packaged meals in the freezer or soups in the pantry. The empty house crowded me as I slipped off my shoes. The big, scary shapes outside my windows lingered like monsters when I was a child. Now they greeted me as old friends. They tapped their branches upon the windows and started in with the moon-white eyes, staring in or whatever. They never come inside, and they only looked in to keep an eye on me. In truth, the only person who'd break in was HARUKA. She'd turn up with more bruises than words. We didn't talk about it much, but we'd watch the monsters outside the window together and my arms around her. All we had was a blanket and some of those instant meals. It's funny how easy it is to feel safe as a kid. She'd stop coming over here over the summer. I hope that means things improved for her sake. I kicked off my shoes before I went further into the house. As my conversation with Ayla resurfaced in my mind, my appetite went away altogether. I think it'd be best to ignore whatever Ayla was talking about, right? What else could I do? I'm not about to pick apart the girls. And it sounded as if Ayla only had heard about them. I would have noticed if something was off, wouldn't I? Plus, I'm not a police officer. I'm not going to be able to crack the case. I roll my shoulder until I feel it pop. I had some history homework to do, but a little interest in beginning. Usually I got home much earlier, but my time with Ayla had really taken away my afternoon. I'm surprised Haruka even waited for me, but then again, she knows I wouldn't leave without her. It's sweet of her to have stayed. Even if we both knew she's never in a rush to go home anyway. I look at my bed, severely tempted to call it a day. A message? Is it just me, or was today a waste of time? Nah, it sucked for sure. It was, uneventful, certainly. Not what I expected for a final year class, to say the least. Even she thinks it's a waste of time. The nerd can't even handle it. It was nice to work with Haruka, though. Well, duh, we are best friends, question mark? I wonder if there'll be a time where we have to work as a group of 5. Or if we're going to be split as we were today. It'd be dumb to make a big song and dance about groups and then not actually make us work together. Do groups ever work? Everything is easier when it's just the 2 of us. More people means a broader experience and more accurate results. Imagine if you were born with only one option of who you'd become close with. It isn't much of a choice. Well, we didn't even get to choose, question mark, question mark, question mark. So, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Neither do we. Face it, we all have someone we prefer to work with, that, or we want to be alone. We don't need each other, none of us do. Not as badly as they're suggesting. That's the point of this. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Whether we need one or another is irrelevant. We're designed to work together in a group setting. As such, we will operate as a group until we no longer need it to. I have work to attend to, so I will be leaving. You should all get some rest too. I let my computer sit idle as I unpack my bag. With no appetite and no interest in homework, I have few options. Binge watch something or sleep early. I guess I'll risk it and just put something on. If I pass out, I pass out. With that, I changed into my pajamas and curled up into bed. I angled my laptop to watch from my bed and curled into a ball. It didn't take long for me to fall asleep, even with my hectic day with the obligations overhead. Homework was a future me problem. Here's the next serious question. Wait for it. Do you believe you're smarter than everyone else? Now that's a different question. Yes, I now do, not yes to this, but yes, I do believe I'm smart now. But I do not believe I'm smarter than everybody else. There's people who I'm most certainly smarter than. Obviously, there's always somebody who's smarter than you. But I don't think I'm smarter than literally everybody else. So no, I don't. And we're going to save it here because I need food and we've read for literally 50 minutes, almost an hour. So we're going to call it a day. This is a little bit longer than I want it to be, but the first day that we played in this video was too short, and the second day was pretty freaking long. So now we're on day 4, technically, in the game, but we're going to leave it here so that we'll start day 4 next episode. So right now, I'm going to leave it here. I'm really enjoying this game, by the way. Almost said mod, but it's not a mod, it's an actual game. But I'm really enjoying this game so far, and I can't wait for more updates to show up. And it's just amazing. I love it. I love everything about it. But I am going to leave it here. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'd love it as an addition to the channel. Guys, we got a Discord. Come check me it outside YouTube. It's like a fun time for all. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making episode. Hope you guys in my next one. Goodbye.